But let's start with the good news. Here's the Prime Minister today after his crucial meeting with state premiers.
Today, National Cabinet agreed a three-step plan and a national framework to achieve a COVID-safe economy and society. And it is our goal to move through all of these steps to achieve that COVID-safe economy in July of this year. Step one will enable greater connection with friends and family, allowing gatherings of up to 10 people and 5 guests in your own home. Working from home if it works for you and your employer. That's a difference in emphasis, as I'm sure you've picked up. It will see children back in classrooms and in playgrounds in their communities. Golfers back on the green. Lap swimmers back in the pool. Boot camps back in the parks. Retail and small cafes and restaurants reopening. Intrastate recreational travel starting again. It will see easing of restrictions for funerals with up to 30 attendees outdoors and 10 at weddings. Step two will allow larger size gatherings of up to 20 people, including for venues such as cinemas and galleries, more retail openings on sector-based COVID-safe plans, organised community sport, and beauty parlours, and you'll be pleased to know bar classes open once again. Step three, allowing gatherings of up to 100 people. Interstate travel will likely resume. Pubs and clubs with some restrictions will be open, and also possibly gaming venues.
Of course, there will be some mistakes made and some small outbreaks perhaps, but please don't panic.
There will undoubtedly be some human error. This is a complex and very uncertain environment. But we cannot allow our fear of going backwards from stopping us from going forwards.
OK, so that's the good news. But here is the biggest catch to today's announcement. So please don't race outside just yet to celebrate. Don't try to find a restaurant. The Prime Minister could not get all the states to agree to move together or to move fast.
Premiers and Chief Ministers have asked me to stress that there should be no expectation of step one starting on day one.
Once again, it was particularly Victoria, the most hardline state, the state also with the biggest rise in unemployment thanks to these bans, that wasn't backing down just yet. Its Premier won't even discuss any changes until Monday.
What is done and when, that is the timeline, the staggered nature of easing off the rules we've put in place, is fundamentally a matter for individual states and territories. Now, I know that you are going to ask me in a moment if lots of questions about what's going to change. Nothing changes today, nothing changes tomorrow, nothing changes Sunday. The rules remain in place. Then Victoria Police are out there and they will find people.
So you can't even visit your mother on Mother's Day. The New South Wales Premier also refused today to talk about any changes just yet. And other states, though, well, they will relax rules. Some have started already. On Monday in South Australia, they say they'll start relaxing more. Saturday week in Queensland.
Outdoor dining for restaurants and cafes up to a maximum of 10 people can begin as of Monday.
Today I can announce that our step one of the plan, we will be starting that Saturday week.
Now, each state's also going to be relaxing different rules at different times, so it's unclear what today's announcement really did amount to. But it is clear, very clear, that this easing of bans is happening far too late and far too slowly and at an enormous cost to people's jobs. Consider this. We have had the very same low level of new infections for 4 weeks now. 4 weeks. Nothing has changed on that front for 4 weeks. So why is it only now that politicians are relaxing some of the restrictions that have cost almost 1 million Australians their jobs? What on earth were they waiting for? Now, I'm not being wise, a smart aleck after the event. As you know, I've been saying here for a month, so I got sick of the sound of my own voice, that the curve has been suppressed. For a month, I've warned. against the alarmism and the dodgy models from experts claiming that this virus would kill between 50,000 and 150,000 of us, and that we'd run out of intensive care beds by a month ago, and that these bans would last not 6 weeks, but 6 months or more.
I've said it's at least 6 months. It could be longer.
That was the Prime Minister 6 weeks ago, but the danger that was wildly exaggerated by the very politicians, well, they're now saying that some of these extreme bans can't be lifted until July. Now, I suspect that keeping this crisis going suits some politicians a little bit too much. And stringing out the good news now of this ban being relaxed, of that ban being relaxed the next day, that lets them dominate the news. I agree. Some of these bans were essential at the start. I back them. And I agree that every political leader really did want to save lives. But to pretend that politics, that grandstanding and the backside covering and by politicians, that sort of stuff doesn't happen even in a crisis like this, that is naive, folks. And right now, some of these bans are being removed far too slowly, and the cost of that in jobs and on your savings will be terrible. But who knows? I told you in March these bans wouldn't last 6 months. They couldn't. And now I tell you that relaxing them won't take 2 or 3 months. It mustn't.